You went to a you. The first time you got a lot of people that say forget about school. You know you're not about school. It is you don't think you're ears? Tell me why. If you don't have growing business, if you don't understand accounting, you're already behind a eight ball. Can you hire a guy that knows that? But it's still hard to connect to you. Right? I mean, there's people that understand the concept of, the difference between profits and costs. Your accountant might tell you you're profitable, but your costs going down. Not understanding a breakdown. I know you don't. You think you need a college to learn that? Yeah, I think you do, right? Because for some people, look, if you're so simulated, where you can take an online course in accounting and yourself, everything you have a way of game. And anyway, but most important, I'm not saying you have to go to now. I'm not saying to, and if that's okay if you go to communicate college, study accounting, study and then I post for the class, just, spending the money forces you to be motivated to do it. But accounting, finance, lesser standard marketing, theoretical of that, these are only language of business. So why is possible to yourself these things it's quite possible to hire them. You starting own company, you don't want to spend the money hiring an accountant, and so the cost of opening a business just only one person and all that blocking and tackling that's core language business. The thing I learned in Indiana was more important than anything else. I learned how to learn. And learning became much more important to me because one certainty business has always been be changing. If you are always learning to this minute, if I'm just actually learning, if you're just absorbing as much as can absorb, so now it's going to give me eyes. Let's talk about paranoia. So where the source of your paranoia should be knowledge. If someone else more than you do, if you're not learning, if you don't know how to learn, if you don't have a thirst for learning and acquire information, you are your SOL. People like to say, the only stupid questions are the only you don't want to ask them. That's right, because the question you ask them, to me, to whoever more about you, anything else too, because in particular to me about your preparation, if you have any questions that about just basic things that you should have known and you still have now assigned to a science, that's going to disqualify you almost from anything. Do you think there needs to be a healthy level of paranoia? Absolutely, it needs to be. Oh yeah, I mean, I always say, for everyone in my business, I said, what do I do to get my own ass? Right, so my business when you have there's somebody trying to put your own business, somebody trying to take a bite of your business, it's better for you to figure out how to do it and then they do it. So yes, being paranoid, you have to be paranoid, you have to anticipate other people's next moves. And say, oh, I can't ever doubt that the competition. But I was that the business plan competition this morning in college and were kind of being dismissive of the competition. And so you can never do that. And they're out to attack you down and they're not just gonna sit still. If you're good really good, you're gonna it's better and going to work even harder, faster, better. You have to be, very aware of what you're good at and what other people are good at. A healthy level does a paranoia must be it's very helpful. Okay, so if you're always learning to this minute, if I'm not conscious learning to this, it's absorbing as much as can absorb, so now it's going to give me ass. Where the source of your should be knowledge. If someone else more about than you do, and if you're learning, if you don't have how to learn, you don't know how to learn, you have not thought for learning and acquire information, you are you SRL. As in guys that have this like jump themselves the gym, right? You think guys, that when you go war you have muscle memory and discipline, there's no which game that more selling get NBA, but his discipline and focus to do necessary to be successful, willing to do and combine it to be super tool and being skilled, it makes him an amazing basketball player. So it's understanding what skills it is. So I need the right play to use those skills and then when first, we may make you $250, it depends if you big rights in the gym, whatever the you pick, if you have everybody, if you trying to be a little smarter, everybody, if you're trying to be a salesperson, everybody, if you're trying to be better prepared, everybody, you do better chance because you don't do it and somebody else does. I have a saying, work like someone else trying to take over from you, work like actually work like someone else spending 24 hours working 24 to take over from you, and that kind of way I look at it. um, we say it the number one reason why people fail. In the sense of they want to make it's the complete opposite. Like a brand, like an effort. Like a brand, like an effort. Yeah, they use them to work and learn. You know, when you work in the room, it's a business, you start talk about somebody else, you never overcome with no competition. There's going to be a competition that means somebody else the morning business after you do when you started. And if you go work in the competitive environment and they still know about your business and you do and more about your customer, you're gonna lose. But most important is that they don't do the work. You know more about the industry, you know, even more about the businesses. I mean, so you gotta put into effort to know more about the industry than anybody else. And that's a brain part and it's that effort part as well because look, if you come in with me, you better know what are you doing. Otherwise, I'm gonna kick your ass, you know, and put out and so you know the coordination is usually what keeps us earlier on more than anything. But that's what always like if you want something you have to earn it. And to his credit, he never said no, you can do that. So it was selling perfect big one time whatever it was, he never had me back. So I think that was as important as anything. I think you know sometimes being you're enjoying you're so native you don't know any better and you just learn and if you feel it doesn't matter so in the world 9, 10, 12, 16, 21 if it looks great reference. I think you know whether you are you know 9, 20, 22, 24, you know I'm sitting on the couch and I'm the couch with on the floor or you know I'm the plum and life student and so I didn't have to lose and so I think that's influenced me as another thing you know that was like go for it you know don't why not have to lose. Yeah, so the thing like just like if people think as in YouTube them, okay, within 10 minutes say this dude's not gonna make it as an entrepreneur. Yeah, I mean I can typically tell right. I can tell by by the person, I can tell by the focus, I can tell by the preparation. And there's a whole role of him he was here, you know. Here's the business you're in and here's the things that influence you know you'll be successful. Must be a business and put myself in a position inside. Okay, the entire however wants some things he has to be aware of and then go to another. And maybe those are it's good if we already able to address already it can give you a sense of how hard it to work, you know. And I can tell by the questions they ask me, so I have to really okay, well, what did you want to know? But of course, if you and I were when this high school was 14 years old, 3 years old, we know each other. Would be on you being who you are today? No chance, really. No chance. Tell me why. I mean, I have my good friends, and you know, we hung out, and I was a hustler. And there's no question, I was a hustler even in high school. But yeah, and to business in a big way. But I don't think they will solve it. And maybe when a lot of people look at me, or he doesn't succeed. So in high school, you're a friendly guy where you're always the guy that people will have. I was always competitive. I went to sport. No, I wasn't great at it. I was just sent. Wasn't an technology guy. I mean, I was still learning. I was business guy. I was the guy reading about business book all the time, reading business book all the time. You know, going to junior achievement. I was you know achievement Greek. And I was reading business books. So I wanted. Doesn't it? I mean, it was brought up that way. You know, I started my first business when I was 12, I went playing baseball, cards, playing city stamps, and I got when I include my hustling training, so it was the business, but I know so much where it was my friends went to it with me, so I wouldn't know. Do you think there's a proven formula that if brand rookie he got a lot of business or not business jobs, you know, knowledge on how to? Do you think he follows formula his the ability to make an entrepreneur? No. When you can see to make it, no, because who knows you go competing with. So two people both following the same formula, both in the same industry, right? Which will win, you know, maybe both can win both the same but you know, so then within it before template for example, but I think there's thing you can do it by yourself and the preposition is to see it. Okay, so I think that's the end of my speaking today. If you really so like my thoughts, how can I call that? Like THROIT, my thoughts. It is you know it's a little bit bad because they did it first time in you know